Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and I'm going to do a video on my trades for today, which is May 15th. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to just talk about gold. I took some, I took a couple trades in the NQ. I'm kind of glancing at my NQ chart right here. I might have made $50 or something. Um, no big losses, just no big wins. I think I took two, one, two. Actually, I had one pretty good win. Actually, all right. So two evens and a win. I did have a pretty good win, probably about $200 at least. Okay, on a $5 instrument, that's pretty nice. Anyway, so what I want to do, but what I really want to do is I want to go over my gold trades. I mean, by the way, my NQ trades are literally the same thing I'm going to show you in gold. It's just they were just a tad cleaner to see in gold today. So that's what I just want to talk about today. And I want to and let me kind of tell you what I'm focusing on. Okay, we have I mean, this is May 15th, folks. So, we're getting to June 15th, and then July 15th, and then August 15th. And if you're a trader that thinks you're going to be making money through the summer, you better be prepared for um, for some lulls in trading. And so uh, I have really thought this through as to how I'm going to make it through the summer without driving myself crazy. So basically, two main things that I'm looking at. I'm trying not to get too close to the open, with all the noise. I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to stay away from the news as usual. But what I'm trying to do is recognize what markets, which by the way, the NQ RTY was very late on this thing I'm about to talk about. So I didn't take any trades in it. I would have if it had done it. I didn't take any trades in oil today because today is oil inventory day. Okay, so let's talk about what I have been focusing on, and I just want to show. This is pretty generic up here, but my 5 minute 21 SMA is my 5 minute red line, and then of course my overnight open is the gold line. And what I've been what I've been kind of thinking to myself lately is to get follow through and to get the trades to do what it is I'm anticipating them to do. I need two things. I need to get past the craziness and then into the rhythmic part of the day, but I need to hit the rhythmic part early. I don't need to be trying to hit the rhythmic part after 11, for example. Like right now, as I'm doing this video, it is 11:20. Okay, because I'm done. I'm done. I went and got another cup of coffee and whatnot. But let me get to the point. So I talked about this in one of my other recent videos. I've said I am really focusing on a crossover of price when the market tells me the direction it's gonna go. So that's after all the noise and stuff. Which direction are they really gonna go? And what I'm really focusing on is what instrument is in agreement with these two lines at the same time. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is if price is north of the overnight open, I'm trying to focus on the instrument where price crosses the 21 SMA back in the direction of the overnight open, because I think we're going to have a lot of consolidating days going into the summer. So I want to try to get everything in my favor. Okay. So, I mean, is it going to work? I don't know. But I'm but that's what I'm focused on. I'm focusing on it's worked beautifully today in RTY, NQ, and gold, and it has for a while now, as the market just keeps kind of consolidating. You know, and so so what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of times the market, when it opens, it'll push it a direction, and what I've noticed a lot is it's counter trend of what the market's really trying to do that day. They'll run it, like, say, down, at 9:30, let's just say, and then or they may even run it up at 9:30, but then they run it down at 9:45, and then they slowly meander it back up and then cross over, say, this 21 SMA, this red line right here, and then all of a sudden they start trending back in the direction that the market was in the first place. So I'm trying to focus on that and then see my pivots and my rotations and whatnot. And to be honest with you, NQ was absolutely beautiful in this since, say, 10:03 this morning. Okay. And gold did it. Gold crossed over and did the same thing at 10:30 this morning. So 10:30, gold made all these agreements. So I took some trades in NQ that didn't. Apparently, I did have one that made pretty good money. But the bigger trades, the cleaner ones to see and what I was doing, are in gold. So that's what I want to talk about. So let me put that on my screen here, and I'm going to walk you through it, and hopefully you'll see some benefit to this. Keep in mind, down and below in the description, it shows you what the indicators are for all the lines and whatnot on my charts. All right, hold on. Okay, so let's talk about gold, for example. All right, so we got, like in gold today, we ran down to the overnight open. Keep in mind, when we ran down to this overnight open, I was looking at it pretty hard to take a long back to here, because it's happening at like 9:50. Now we had news at 10, but if it had slammed down, I was gonna try to take it for a slam up, off the overnight open, because again, that's still, when the setup happens, it's still a beautiful trade. And if you look at the if you look at it, you'll see that it had movement right there, down 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I mean, just slammed down, but it just didn't, whatever. Then it came down, and like all this here's the news at 10 o'clock. I mean, there's, wasn't major news, wasn't like the news at 8:30, but it was news, and, I ignored it and then rotated, and then it did what I was talking about here. It then rotated its way back to the long side, which was where the market was all pre-market, all everything. We got past the news, we got past all the stuff. Now I'm looking for rhythm, and we rotated across the 5-minute red line, which is what I was looking for. And then I started focusing on some potential trades. So what did we get? We got a spike up here across the red line. Beautiful. By the way, this is not that it matters. This is a potential great counter trend trade. Sometimes this will take off and just run forever. By the way, this exact setup right here is another version of a swing trade that I'm probably going to start implementing a lot more as we get into the summer. And why is that? Well, because, if you don't have a trailing stop, because you're past your drawdown and stuff with Apex or Lilu or whoever you use, Top Step, whatever. If you're past the trailing stop, That crossover, which by the way, they had the crossover here in RTY, it's doing the same damn thing that I'm talking about right now with gold. That is that crossover that comes up through and sits on top of this red line, then becomes so many times between like 10:15 and 11 o'clock, that crossover that sits on top of that 5 minute red line, that's in agreement with what you're seeing here, everything in agreement, okay, has been this. Boing, boing, back to the daily high. This has happened over and over and over and over again. It happened in NQ today. It's happening in the RTY right now. And again, I didn't pay attention to oil. It's not happening in oil today, but it's not even doing anything really. But today was oil inventory day, so this would make a heck of a swing trade. Is my point. If this rotates up, rotates down, sits on that red line, you're at 72.28, and you're up at 86. I mean, that's holy crap for a swing trade that you don't have a drawdown anymore and whatnot. That trade with one contract is like $1,400. And if you guys go back and look, you will see that this has been happening over and over and over again. Back to the day. And by the way, right now, as I'm sitting here talking to you, the RTY is actually trying to do what I just said, is rotate up, and the NQ did. All right, so anyways, so in my mind, since I've been seeing these crossovers between 10:15, 11 o'clock, that kind of stuff past the news, the scale can slide a little bit if we didn't have any 10 o'clock news. It may have been more like 10 o'clock that this crossed over. Anyway, so this cross is over. Now I'm focused. I'm in agreement with my overnight open. I'm in agreement with my 5 minute red line, and I'm in agreement with my 1 minute red line. So now I'm going to play my 1 minute red line towards where they plan on going in my mind, which is to the daily high. Okay. So rotate down, boom, long. This rotated down right into here after the crossover. It rotated into my 9 EMA. I took that long, ran up. Now let me tell you what I was doing today. That's so frustrating. So frustrating. I'm playing these trades like we're not in almost summertime again. And so I'm trying to get 30 ticks or so out of this, and it's not happening. So this rotated up, rotated down. I kept my stop below these double candles here, and then boom, I got stopped out here for $100. Had my target right up here. I was looking at the pivots to the left too. I was looking at this donkey, and my target was somewhere up right up in here. So I got the shaft. Anyways, so then price rotates down, and we had this Donchian high. This got pierced. This candle right here got pierced by one tick. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but these are the signs that you need to pay attention to. So we had that Donchian Channel high right here. We had a pullback, but then we had this candle go up higher than this candle. So when we rotated down, I was like, I'm not taking this trade, because I didn't get that smooth rotation pullback that I'm looking for. Then we rotated up back to the Donchian high, rotated down. So I mean, I'm just kind of sitting here going, all right, well, crap. And to be honest with you, I kind of thought we were going to come back and sit on top of this 21 SMA. And if we had done that, then I was going to take, another long. But instead, what it actually did, now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something that is so frustrating about trading. Okay, so frustrating. And that's this. They know, okay, these algos and stuff, they know where people jumped in on these trades, and they Go seek the stops. If you had that crossover and you took that break right there, you're in at 72.7. Okay. It went down to 72.5. Cleaned out those stops and then rotated back up. It's very frustrating. I mean, trading is so frustrating. But you can't, if you're not in a trade, you can't anticipate these random things that are happening. You just can't, in my opinion. So anyway, so you just got to stick to your plan, stick to your plan, stick to your plan. So what's my plan? Well, my plan is to look for that Donchian to get broken and then get moved back into the 9 EMA and then take a long. That's what my plan is. So I sat here hoping that even though this rotation, they cleaned out those stops, they rotated it back up now. By the way, as a trader that's not in a trade, I now build up some confidence because they cleaned out the stops to the downside. Now they really are going to push it to the long side. Does that make sense? If you're not in the trade and you see this, and by the way, they did it to me here in a minute. I'll show you. So take this trade down, 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 down. So we have a smooth pullback, boink, boink, boink. One thing I don't really like about this is we don't have much space between here and here. But I mean, got to take a trade. I got to get moving here. I'm running out of time. It's 10:56. Okay, it's 10:56. I'm running out of time. I dicked and dunked some stuff in NQ. Didn't make any money. And I'm not justifying what I did, but I jumped in with 2 contracts right here. It ran up. I put my stop below here, and what did they do? They ticked me out. And then ran it up, just like what was happening here to the people that took the break of the red line. Just like that. So frustrating. So frustrating. You can see I got ticked out. I made like $20 or something, something stupid, as then it rotated up. Now, let's talk. So here it rotates up and we have a nice, really beautiful, healthy pullback. So what do? I hit it with 4 contracts because this is exactly what I'm looking for right here. I am looking for that beautiful pattern, just like that. 1, 2, 3, zing, gone. And so it went zing, gone, and boom, I got out up here and I got 20 ticks off the main one and 22. I guess I had 2 different fills. I must have had some slippage. But anyways, I got 20 ticks. It was just through the top. Oh, so frustrating. Now, I mean, full disclosure, mentally, we're going here. Okay? That's what I talked about when we crossed over here. I said what I have been noticing, as is going on with the RTY right now, and as happened to the NQ, is that when they rotate over and they sit on that red line, rotate over whichever direction the market is that day, they have been, between 10, 15, and 11, they've been sitting on that line, and then they've been going, to either the daily high or the daily low, whatever the scenario is for that day. So, could I have held this beautiful trade for more? Absolutely. And in my mind, if I hadn't hit that with 4 contracts, I probably would have held it a little longer. But, anyways. So those are my trades. And then we get to, I don't even know what it's done since. So we get to the daily high. Oh, look at this thing go. So here's another example right here. So we get a daily high. We got a candle high. The high of the candle to the right is lower than the high of the candle to the left. That's what you're looking for. And then you have the same thing again here. The high of this candle is lower than the high of that candle, and it pierces that 9. That 9's beautiful, isn't it? Pierces that 9. Boom, there's your long. Boom, there you are. So let's just look at this one here. So your long is 87.8. So 20 ticks would be 89.8. There's 89.8 right there. There's 89.8. This thing stopped just short of 40 ticks. It went to 92.6. So just short of 40. So it could have gotten 30, which was the number I was trying to shoot for earlier, was I was trying to hit 30s on those early trades that I ended up getting rotated over and knocked out. So anyways, but the pattern is working. I'm on the right side of the trades. I'm trading stress-free. And that is what I think most people are seeking. And I'm not moving my stops back. The only thing I'm doing is moving my stops forward. Forward, forward, forward. Okay? It's like General Patton. The only direction, boys, is forward. All right. Everybody have a good day. I will, again, down below, what do all these lines mean? I mean, what are the indicators for these lines? And I mean, it's really not that hard to figure this stuff out. I mean, it's really not. I mean, this is not brain surgery. It really isn't. The hard part is just containing your emotions, which I'm not that great at myself. I mean, this right here is a good example right here. I mean, how many times have I sat on here before and said, well, if they blow through the top, they're probably going to run. If they blow through the top, they're probably going to run. And what do? I let my target sit right here because I'm just happy with my winnings there, which, by the way, very healthy winnings. Very healthy winnings right there. And remember, I trade multiple accounts. When I'm trading multiple, and keep in mind, because I trade multiple accounts, that is also another reason why I am very cautious on how I manage my stop when I'm doing the George Patton thing, moving forward, if that makes any sense. Everybody have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.